Chat, it saddens me to inform you that I could not find my cute little bunny hat that I was going to wear for today's stream. So instead, you will have to deal with my bald-ass head. My condolences. Why am I, like, kind of blurry and out of focus? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Hi, chat. Welcome to stream. It's Monday. I stream on those. To Pio's continual surprise. Fuck Magma Hideout is what I would say if we don't have some really funny lines cooked up today. By which I mean two. I have only cooked 2 lines, and the second one isn't even written down yet. But I've more or less mathed it out, and it's really funny. And I am, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna be like, fuck Magma Hideout in a minute, because it's still, like, hard as shit, really difficult, and has one of the most arduous, like, screens in the entire game. But we're gonna deal with that in the future. For right now, we've got a really annoying fight to figure out. Or I guess, for me to walk you all through, because I already figured it out. Big thanks to Princess Silmar and her, like, private well, I'm not gonna call it private, her alternative calculator for pointing some very helpful information out to me. So long and arduous, but also produces some of the most absolutely creative lines in the game. Just you fucking wait for this one. Okay, so, let's see. For today's fight, we are going to need Dragonite, wherever it is. Oh yeah, I have Swampert in here because I'm actually considering, like, Swampert can learn Earth Power. It has a decent enough special attack stat, especially with ours, with the IV on ours. I'm considering maybe evolving it at some point soon. We'll see. It's like, it's bulky. It's got, like, decent everything except for, like, speed. It's actually got really bad speed. Anyways, Dragonite, where are you? There you are. So we need Dragonite, we need Torterra, we need Arcanine, we need Slowbro, and when I say we need Slowbro, I mean we need Slowbro. We need Basculegion. Technically, Basculegion is optional. And we need Garchomp. Because Garchomp's real fucking cool. Dragonite needs the Silk Scarf. Let me just get the sun set up in case I forget. Torterra, I don't actually think needs anything, but just in case, I am going to give it the Citrus Berry. I don't believe we ever have to worry about it proccing, but in case it does, we want to make sure that we have that. Arcanine has the Charcoal. Slowbro, Kaylin gets her absolute favorite, the Lepa Berry. Good old Basculegion also gets a Citrus Berry. And Garchomp needs but a simple Rost Berry. So, this fight's really annoying. It starts out with a Torkoal with Quick Claw and Explosion. That's how you can tell it's going to be a fun one. Now, my original idea to take care of this Torkoal was to use a Heart Scale to max Garchomp's attack stat, Mega Evolve it, and as long as Torkoal doesn't get the 1 in 2,000 Quick Claw, Turn 1 Explosion, and Crit, Garchomp was fine. But I'd prefer that not. I'd prefer to not have to take that risk. And Garchomp is actually better served taking care of the Arcanine in the back. Now, I struggled for a while to figure out how to take care of this Torkoal, because the answer for it typically is get yourself a guy that can use Earth Power. Could teach it to Flygon, could teach it to Torterra, could teach it to probably Excadrill if I wanted to. But the problem is that our Flygon stats are buns. I'm talking like real buns. I'm talking like Life Orb doesn't fix it levels of buns. And of course, Torkoal can still get the turn 1 Quick Claw Boom. And this one doesn't even need to be a crit. It's just a 1 in, I think, 1 in 125. Hi, Rose. Welcome to stream. Torterra, if Torkoal gets off Quick Claw, dies to Fire Blast. That's a 1 in 5. We could potentially teach Earth Power to Garchomp, which means we don't need to spend the scale, but it does mean that, again, we are still vulnerable to Crit Boom, and it means we have to get rid of one of our very valuable move slots to guarantee it. Because, you know, it's like, we love Bulldoze, Earthquake we're never getting rid of, Dual Shot we're never getting rid of. We would essentially have to get rid of Iron Head, probably, and that wouldn't be super great. But something was pointed out to me when I was looking at the calculator made by Princess Silmar, which helps people predict what moves the AI is going to go for. And what it made me realize is that the highest priority Explosion can go for on turn 1 is +7, which is a lot. It's a 1 in 20 chance, but it's, you know, it's more than a standard move. Shell Smash, if you don't show that you kill it, so if you don't have the preventing general setup, i.e. you don't show it a 1-hit KO, and if you go after it so it doesn't set itself up for death by Shell Smashing, is +8 minimum, which means Shell Smash has a +8 and Fire Blast can be a +8, which is the lowest, you know, it's a low damaging move. But the main thing to account for here is that there is actually no scenario where Torkoal can explode against Dragonite on the first turn of the fight. Which means Dragonite can click Draco Meteor, do 74% to it, knock it down to a point where it would definitely probably want to boom. And then, before it has a chance to, Quick Claw does not make you go first. It says, it does what Custap Berry does. It sets your speed functionally to 999 until the end of the turn. We have Extreme Speed, a move with +2 priority, that just so happens to barely combine with the lowest roll of Draco Meteor to kill with Silk Scarf. It can also only be Silk Scarf, because Life Orb on Draco Meteor means that we show it a 1-hit KO, meaning that it never goes, or that it never goes for Shell Smash. Now, there are a few permutations here. There is a 10% chance that I could go to Fire Blast if Fire Blast gets the +8 usage priority instead of the +6, and it wins the coin flip, so it's about a 10% chance. There is also the slight complication of if it Quick Claws to use Shell Smash. Because in that scenario, it goes before us, it drops its own stats, and we kill it turn 1. Now that seems like that's a good thing, but it means that we are not consistently baiting in Tauros on Play Rough. Also, if it Quick Claws into a Fire Blast to hit us and burns us, suddenly it cuts the damage of Extreme Speed quite severely, to the point where we can no longer secure KO, especially because it clicked Fire Blast that turn, so Shell Smash hasn't happened, so it hasn't lowered its defenses. So if it gets Quick Claw off, it's probably going to boom on us. So if we pre-Toxic Dragonite, we obviously can't burn it because we don't want to cut our own damage. If we pre-Toxic to, I want to say, this lead is so cool, music might be a tiny bit loud. Ooh, apologies. Thank you for the note on that. Hold on, because what's my... Oh, yeah, you're right. My earbuds are turned down from what they normally are. Okay. So the other thing is we need to make sure that Tauros comes in on ideally Play Rough, but it does not need to be Play Rough. It just needs to not be Fire Blast, and even then, it can technically be Fire Blast. The main thing is we just need to make sure that Dragonite's HP is low enough to show a kill to Tauros, because otherwise the thing that comes in next is Arcanine. And Arcanine coming in on Head Smash should be fine. The funny thing about this line is that there's basically no version of like switch in order on the enemy side that is mandatory. Every part of this fight is kind of disjunct based on where it goes from turn 1. But by pre-toxicking and pre-damaging ourselves to 214 HP, which is, let me just... So, a note, Toxic does 1/16 of your max HP, then 1/8, then 3/16. So, it is 239 divided by 16 is 14. So, we just take the lowest possible damage on Play Rough, or sorry, the highest possible damage on Play Rough, 200, and add 14 to that. So, we will always end turn 1 at exactly 200 HP. This is to account for the situation where Torkoal Quick Claws and Shell Smashes before we get off a Draco Meteor. And should it not do that, and instead gets us with high roll, critical hit, Fire Blast, we go from 214 minus 14 to 200. We lose 117 HP. Notably, we cannot be burned because we are already poisoned. And then we lose 239 divided by 8 is 29. We lose 29 HP, dropping us to 54, showing Tauros still a fast kill with Body Slam, Iron Tail, Play Rough, but not Fire Blast. The plan here is for this Tauros, it has Sheer Force and a Life Orb. Sheer Force prevents the secondary effects of moves from happening in exchange for giving those moves a 30% boost to damage, which means we do not need to worry about Body Slam paralyzing, we do not need to worry about Iron Tail dropping our defense, we do not need to worry about Play Rough dropping our attack, and we do not need to worry about Fire Blast burning. Notably, it means it also does not take the recoil from Life Orb. We are going to swap to Torterra, who takes all of these moves and loses less than 50% of its max HP to them. It then always sees a kill with Fire Blast, which is a free swap to Arcanine. Arcanine has been pre-damaged to 224 HP. We'll get into why in a minute. 224. Because ideally, if we make sure that Tauros comes in second, we want to make sure Charizard comes in third. Now what's going to happen here is we have a Charcoal. We're slower than it, but we still one-hit KO with Flare Blitz because Torkoal set up Sunlight with Drought. Iron Tail does damage, Fire Blast does damage. Both of them can miss though, so we want to pre-damage to make sure that we get the thing in that we want. So by pre-damaging to 224, Fire Blast, that can't burn us, A, because Sheer Force, and B, because we're a Fire type. So we have 224 minus 36 is crit high roll. Is 118, and then we get hit by crit high roll Iron Tail is 164, leaving us with at least 24 HP. Thankfully, we do not care what move we bait on the next Pokemon. Now, assuming neither of those moves hit, Fire Blast misses, Iron Tail misses, we KO. Our HP is at, as I mentioned, 224, which shows a kill to Earthquake on Charizard. Now, you might note that that only shows the high roll kill, not the low roll kill, and it has Belly Drum. And that's because we have Rock Slide. Belly Drum is actually really hard for the AI to use. It can only click it in situations where it won't use Belly Drum and then die. I.e., you need to have a move that does at least 50% to it, which all of Arcanines do. So it will always go for highest damaging move, which is Earthquake, or in some worst case scenarios, could potentially be Dual Wing Beat or Flame Charge. I actually don't even know if it can be Dual Wing Beat or Flame Charge. This is where we bring in Slowbro. Now, we have two options to handle this Charizard. Because it has Bright Powder, which means our moves can miss. They're 90% accurate. It's only ever going to go for Dual Wing Beat. Future Sight does 52%. I confirmed with Dexcord. Future Sight does not risk, or still, prevents it from using Belly Drum, is the important thing. And if those lying bastards lied to me, I'm clausing it because, I asked multiple people and got multiple confirmations that that's how that works. But Future Sight prevents it from using Belly Drum. Dual Wing Beat does at most 32% off 2 max roll crits. It's just gonna click Dual Wing Beat at us. Even in a situation where we somehow knock it into Blaze, where it's got 1 HP, Flame Charge does less damage than Dual Wing Beat. It does about as much damage as Earthquake. And Charizard dies to exactly 2 Future Sights. Never dies to a crit. And yeah. So the idea is that essentially we bring in Slowbro on a dual wing beat. AI doesn't have any routines to know if a move takes a turn to actually have their effect. Yeah, they respect solar beam damage and etc. no matter what. That's fun. Good to know. Because I know there are like special routines for explosion and self-destruct, so that's why I wanted to double check. So it's going to go for dual wing beat. Notably, dual wing beat max crits does not do over a third of our max HP. So we bring in Slowbro, we click Future Sight, we spam slack off until we get our HP up. We should only need to use 2 Future Sights. There's a chance we have to use 3. There's even a chance we have to use 4. We could make this guaranteed accurate by using Zoom Lens, but I decided to opt for Lepaberry so that way Slowbro can basically solo the next thing that comes in. Then I saw the upside of using Future Sight is that we can spam slack off after using it, so we get 2 turns of healing. Healing always happens after Charizard attacks, so we know we always have at least 50% of our max HP, which means that thanks to Surf, we also have to reteach Surf. We show that we outdamage Arcanine, and we outdamage Granbull, but by less. Point is, it's always just going to be Granbull next because it's the next thing in line that is faster than us. Nice thing about Granbull is that Play Rough does a lot of damage. Not quite enough, though. We always live 2 critical hit Play Roughs. This might require a little more slack-offing in between hits, depending on how lucky or unlucky we get, but that's what the Lepaberry's for. We have 20 uses of a healing move at our disposal. All we need to do is hit Granbull with 3 Future Sights. Theoretically, if 1 crits, we might reduce the amount. Doesn't matter. Just as long as we eventually get 3 off on it. Its item is Assault Vest, so that doesn't do anything to change the calculation beyond make it take less damage. It's going to click Play Rough. That has a chance to reduce our physical attack. We weren't using that anyways. Now, the nice thing is, let's say we get off 2 Future Sights. So that's 91 damage times 2 is 182. 240 minus 182 is 58 HP. So minimum damage after 2 Future Sights is 58. Now let's say we got really unlucky. We had to use 4 Future Sights against Charizard, and Granbull keeps critting, so we have to do more slack-offs, and we're running low on HP, but we managed to get off 2 Future Sights, which isn't too unrealistic. We are capable of swapping to Basculegion, who, after an attack drop from Play Rough, does 84 damage, minimum with Poltergeist. We have a Citrus Berry, so that way, if we are crit by Play Rough, we are brought back to under or over 50% max HP, because the goal is for once Granbull to go down, either Slowbro at full HP, not even full HP, at least over 50%, or Basculegion here to be over 50%. In comes Arcanine. Arcanine has Rock Head and a Focus Band. Focus Bands are a real son of a bitch. It means that you know, just a 10% chance that it lives any hit that you do to it. That would kill it, and that's frustrating, and normally the answer to Focus Band is the move Knockoff. The next fight that we have after this one has a Focus Band lead, and we are just going to answer that with a Knockoff. But for here, we have some tricky tech. Now, as long as Basculegion has more than 50% of its max HP, technically more than 46, Arcanine is always going to go for Head Smash or Howl. Both of those moves are fine. You will note that because Slowbro, whenever it clicks Slack Off, and it always gets Slack Off to fill its HP back up before Granbull dies, gets back at least 50% of its max HP, meaning that it always shows highest damage to Head Smash or to Howl, which is again fine. The way that we beat this Arcanine is with our good friend Varley. Garchomp obviously one-hit KOs Arcanine with Bulldoze. Obviously. But it has that Focus Band, which is really annoying. But the nice thing is that we are faster than Arcanine by a good bit. So, the thing here is that Head Smash crit into Flare Blitz crit doesn't kill. 2 Flare Blitzes could kill, especially with the 10% burn chance, so we had to be cautious of that. Now the thing is, as long as we come in on a Head Smash, we are fine. Because we outspeed, we click Bulldoze. Bulldoze, or assuming if it clicks Howl and it gets +1 to its attack, critical hit Flare Blitz doesn't kill us, and we only need to worry about living 2 hits or the 1 boosted Flare Blitz hit. We are going to outspeed. We're honestly probably going to click Bulldoze, actually, in case I somehow did something wrong, just to drop its speed for everyone else, because Bulldoze can also do it. We're going to click Bulldoze. We are going to either kill Arcanine outright or drag it down to its focus band. It is going to hit us with Flare Blitz. Flare Blitz is going to proc Rough Skin. Arcanine is going to lose 1/8 of its max HP. This ignores focus band. This kills Arcanine. Our very funny answer to Arcanine. This fight's so fucking precarious, but I'm really proud of it. I think it's a really creative line. So, with all that being said, let's boot up the fucking game. Do I have a flyer in my team? Yes. I assume we can access Magma Hideout from, oh wait, which bike do we have? Cool. Also, wait, what do these guys have to say now that I beat their boss? Nothing too different, and different at all. Okay. Hop on Scalpel. Fly on back to Lava Ridge Town. But yeah, so once again, pays off to have Dragonite. Definitely has been a really valuable member of the team, because this lead is a bitch. So we need Deidre. We need Turtle. We need Hamilton. We need Kalen. We need Diosa. And of course, Yarly Varley. And the Raspberry on Varley's in case we get burned by that Flare Blitz. Let's get the team prepped in the hot spring. How are we doing on heart scales? So we have, what, 9 rare candies. There are, I think, 3 left to get in the game. We have 4 heart scales left. We get 1 more in Aqua Hideout, but... okay. Scripting. Okay. Oh, I just realized it's really annoying to do the proper pre-damage. Well, I suppose I can just pre-toxic Dragonite and run in front of the thing. So we'll do Arcanine. Pre-damage slot 3 to 224. And the pre-toxic slot 1. Okay. I actually probably shouldn't have done that in the hot spring, now that I think about it. Give Deidre the Silk Scarf. It's in here somewhere. Probably. There we go. Okay. Give Turtle a citrus berry. Hamilton needs the charcoal. Kaylin needs her favorite. Diosa also needs a citrus. And Varley just needs a rost. Okay. I guess, so we need to get 214. Please start bouncing. Bouncing mirthfully on it. Oh. Fucking jump scared me. I love/hate how the identity of all the evil team grunt bullshit RNG items that twist yourself into knots playing around. I was going to say, I think it's very fun storytelling. It's a pain in the ass and I hate it. I assume I don't immediately get challenged upon stepping in, right? Like, I'm allowed to walk in there and then... Also, hold on. Should probably make sure repellent is active. Waiting patiently for my answer. But yeah, I assume I'm allowed to just, like, walk inside, right? Because I need to make sure to use that pre-tox to, get our pre-damage up. You're good, just have to repel up, which I just did. There are 28 bright powders from Tate and Liza split onwards, 27 of them belonging to evil team members. Jesus Christ. Demonic. Being very cautious about how far we walk. Oh, that's really funny. Oh, it's not. We're not going to make it, are we? It's fine if we're over pre-damaged by 1. Okay. Deirdre has been pre-toxic, has Draco Meteor, has extreme speed, has an irrelevant third move slot, is holding the Silk Scarf. Turtle has a Citrus Berry. Hamilton has the Charcoal, has been pre-damaged to 224. Kaylin has a Lepa Berry, has Future Sight, has Slack Off. Diosa has a Citrus Berry, and Varley has a Rost Berry. Oop, Surf, right. I'm pretty sure we don't need Surf for it, thankfully. I'm pretty sure without it we still do enough damage as long as we're like at full HP. But thank you for reminding me, because there's no reason to take a chance when you don't have to. It's not even like that awful if Arcanine comes in before Granbull. It just means we might have to take a slight risk with Varley, and like, you know, we need to make sure that Kaylin's at max HP before Granbull in case of like double crit. Farewell, Rock Smash. I'm sure we'll see you again. Okay. Thank you for the reminder, Hannah. Rip it. Our preferred version of turn 1 of this fight is no Quick Claw, Torkoal, or no, it would be, yeah, so first, in comes Drought. So the best turn 1 would be Torkoal, Quick Claw, Shell Smash. Second best is slow Shell Smash. Worst is critical hit Fire Blast. None of these matter necessarily, but you know, the more HP Deidre has, the more room we have in case something goes wrong. Either way, we're gonna click Draco Meteor. The Claw was not law. Special attack is dropped by 2. Shell Smash. It's now a lot faster, still slower than us, but that's what the Quick Claw's for, and a lot stronger. Thankfully, Extreme Speed guarantees we go first. I'm really proud of that opener. I'm really, really proud of that opener. Now, next up should be Tauros. It is Tauros. Tauros, I don't think it ever sees Body Slam. Yeah, 142. So it is always clicking Play Rough. We are going to swap Deidre to Turtle. Even if it somehow went for Fire Blast, Turtle still lives. Against Turtle, it sees that its highest damaging move is Fire Blast at 75%. We are going to swap Turtle to Hamilton. We'd love to see that Fire Blast miss, honestly. That's fine. We take at most like 7% without crit. 9% without crit. It outspeeds us. It's going to hit us with Iron Tail for up to 41% without crit. We're going to Oko with Flare Blitz. Bonk. Our HP is low enough to guarantee that we are baiting Earthquake on Charizard. In comes the Zard. Zard wants to hit Quake. Quake does barely any damage to Kalen. It does at most, yeah, 17% without crit. Let's go, girly. We have more than enough HP to be safe clicking our first Future Sight. So we do want to be a little clever with our slack off usage here. We want to make sure that we don't like unnecessarily burn slack off PP. But we are safe to click it this turn. Now, I think to air stall, because I don't want to click an attacking move, have it hit, and then have it killed by Future Sight. So I think I'm just going to, because I assume clicking Future Sight doesn't reset Future Sight. So I'm going to click it to air stall. But it failed. Can we see a hit, please? Nice. There's a 10% chance for that to miss. Okay, we have more than enough HP. Just confirming, highest roll, all crit dual wing beat is 42 times 4 is 168. Yeah, so we're good to click Future Sight this turn. Come on, Kalen. Let's show a 2 for 2. We definitely have enough time to slack off to full HP. And here we want to lay on the gas pedal with our slack offs a little more because we want to make sure we have max HP by the time Granbull comes in. And not that we're like doomed if we don't, it just makes that phase of the fight easier. Critical hit. Definitely don't feel bad about that one. Do we get the 2 for 2? That we do. Nice, okay. That was the most inconsistent part of the fight. Now, because we are at full HP, we should bait in Granbull next. Good. It gets off Intimidate. This one's going to take 3 Future Sights. Not that that matters. Oh, that's right. Oblivious prevents Intimidate from proccing. Not that that matters. We're going to click Future Sight. Max roll of Play Rough is 49%. It is 126. So notably, we don't actually need to click Slack Off unless our HP is below 126 times 2, 252. Or rather, as at 252 or below. So there is like a range of 5 HP where we're safe to ride the line. Okay. And we click Slack Off. The reason we wanted to kind of be a little sparing with our PP during the Charizard phase of the fight is so that way we had a little extra wiggle room for spamming Slack Off to get back up to full HP after setting up Future Sights for Granbull, in case we suffer, like, you know, a crit or two. Love that Run and Bun turns Pokemon into the world's most evil puzzle game. Cascadia, if I'm correct, weren't you the one who voted against me doing Run and Bun in the new game poll to spare me from hell? Because you were like, I don't want you to subject yourself to that kind of torment. Are you impressed with how far we've come, Cascadia? Because gosh, we've come a long way. Attack fell, doesn't matter. Okay. I believe because that last Play Rough didn't crit, we are guaranteed to win this fight. Technically, also, there is an element of, like, PP drain here. Play Rough can only be used 16 times, so... And then it moves on to Earthquake, an even more inconsequential move. Okay. Click Future Sight. We might not have even needed the Lepa Berry, actually. I'm glad we took it. Better safe than sorry, but... I suppose, actually, I also didn't need to click Future Sight there. I could have just gotten the Surf KO. We would have still had enough HP to bait the right move on Arcanine. Start slacking. Slowbro is so unbelievably good. You were not lying, Hannah. I'm so glad I got this fucker. Especially with like, a Slowbro as cracked as ours. Okay, in comes Arcanine. It's going to click either Howl or Head Smash. I think it's more incentivized to click Howl. Because we don't show a kill to it. So... we are going to swap to Varley. Head Smash. Definitely the better move in the long run if my strat here somehow doesn't work. I kind of hope it lives like its Focus Band procs, just so that way I can show off my really cool strat to get around Focus Band. We're going to click Bulldoze because it's still a one-hit KO. Anyways. First fight done. Okay. Nice. It would be super cool to see rough skin. So as mentioned before, chat, that Arcanine has Focus Band, which means it has a 10% chance to live getting KO'd by an attack every time an attack would KO it. So we have Garchomp, who has rough skin, so if it uses Flare Blitz to attack us directly, it gets we do 1/8 of its max HP as recoil to it, which would kill it, because that ignores Focus Band. I'm going to manually heal off. Dragonite's poison. Jeez, we didn't even use the Lepa Berry. That was a fucking beautiful fight. This music is funky as fuck. Pio, this was the music you were listening to before the stream started. This music has been playing for like 40 minutes. Okay. I like the OG music most, not gonna lie, super swanky. I think I can agree. There are some tracks I like more from the Oraz soundtrack, and there are some that I like more from the original. That being said, let's pull up our usual stream music playlist. Chat, are you ready to see Varley the Garchomp go absolutely fucking bananas? Because we're about to do a fight where Varley does not take 1 kill. She does not take 2 kills. She does not take 3 kills. She takes 4 on a team that has 5 Pokemon. Stream BG. I still need to make sure that I math it correctly. I have to like fiddle around with that a little bit, but should be good. I also need to make sure that I engineer the opening of this line correctly. Okay. So first things first, we're gonna need to level up Caracosta to, oh shit, I did 76. It's actually 79. So that's cool. Honestly, I'm not too offended by having to level up Caracosta. It does what it needs to. If we need something to be quad weak to grass type attacks and click protect, we have Mudkip. So we need that. We need to swap, we need to turn off Sun, and we need to swap out Hydro Pump with Surf. Export, import, 207. Because as you can see, this twit over here has a focus band. And we want, yeah, Surf, knockoff, Mystic Water. I almost wonder if we do Life Orb, but no, that's unnecessary. Now, the reason we're using Mystic Water here is Stone Edge, Stealth Rock, Counter, Heavy Slam. The big thing here is Counter. Counter doesn't hurt us that much because we're killing it with the special attack, but ideally we need to knock off its focus band. And to knock off its focus band, that's a physical move. And of course we could crit. So like high rolling knockoff, we could take 106 HP back from a counter, which is about as much as okay, it's a bit less than a critical hit Stone Edge, but still more than we'd like. So if we surf it first, we don't take any damage. Well, we take some damage, but like we do minimum 98. Ideally, we knock it down to sturdy or focus band. And then we do 1 point of damage, knock off KO. Plus it kills it before counter can even go off. I will say the thing that's a little scary. So it's got Stealth Rock. It's basically guaranteed to set it up turn 1. In order for us to be in danger here, it would need to roll Stone Edge and crit instead of using Stealth Rock's turn 1. and then roll Stone Edge and crit instead of using Stealth Rocks turn 2. Very unlikely. So typically we are expecting Stealth Rocks turn 1, either Stone Edge or Heavy Slam turn 2. Once we do that, we always bait in... Ooh, actually, Seviper isn't a one-hit KO. Oh, that's a little problematic. Okay. The question is, do we pre-damage, or do we just keep our max level a little lower? I think we pre-damage. But even then, like, Electivire doesn't Z-kill, Marowak doesn't Z-kill, Houndoom doesn't Z-kill, and Houndoom notably sees a lot of damage, but it sees less damage than Seviper does, and Seviper's faster than us. Okay, yeah, Seviper's always in second no matter what. So that's good, because it shows most damage with Giga Drain, so we don't need to pre-damage. So we bait in Seviper next. Typically on Giga Drain, though, if we suffer a lot of damage, it could potentially be Earthquake. Seviper has Quick Claw. That's a little annoying. What we're gonna do is, it's not hard to kill this Seviper. We could just swap to Garchomp and click Earthquake. Boo-hoo, we get hit by 2 critical hit Giga Drains, we lose 60% of our HP. But we want to set Varley up to knock down some dominoes. And the problem is that Seviper has a chance to click a Gunk Shot. And Gunk Shot can poison. And getting hit by a move into like a critical hit Gunk Shot that poisons could potentially put Varley into a bit of a situation in terms of HP for the rest of the fight. So what we are going to do is step 1, swap to Flygon. Flygon is probably going to be equipped with like a Lumberry. It should be taking a Giga Drain, but in case it's not, just a Lumberry to ward off any other attacks. Point is, it always lives getting crit twice in a row. It's going to come in, it's going to click Defog. It's going to get rid of Stealth Rocks. Yeah, it takes 1/16. I think we would need to suffer some really bad, like, get hit by Gunk Shot, crit, max roll twice in a row. We should be fine. So Flygon's gonna come in, we're gonna click Defog, get rid of Stealth Rocks, confirming that Defog gets rid of Stealth Rocks. I know it is, that's why we taught it to Flygon, but sometimes when you feel a hint of doubt in your heart, you need to make sure that it does what you think it does. Clears hazards on both sides of the fields, yeah. Okay. So, we get rid of Stealth Rocks. We then bait Gunk Shot, or potentially Giga Drain. And for that reason, for that single roll overlap of Gunk Shot and Giga Drain, instead of going straight to Togedemaru, we are going to incorporate Arcanine. The only move here that is dangerous to Arcanine is Earthquake. But it obviously never clicks Earthquake while Flygon's on the field because Flygon is immune. Arcanine comes in, takes at most like 36% from Gunk Shot plus some poison, then always baits Earthquake. We are going to swap to anything that flies. I believe in this instance. Do we want to make it? Yeah, we'll make it Dragonite. I was going to make it Talonflame, but I like Dragonite for this better. Dragonite baits Gunk Shot. We are going to swap to Togedemaru. Togedemaru baits Earthquake. We are going to swap to Dragonite. We are going to do this until all 8 of Gunk Shot's PP have been used up, at which point Togedemaru should be on the field. There should be at least 1 Earthquake left in the chamber for Seviper, I believe. I believe. Yeah, if it's somehow out of Earthquakes, we'll do a pivot to Arcanine and then a pivot to Garchomp, but it should still have Earthquakes. Because I think the odds of it clicking Earthquake... Okay, they're not like 0. Because Earthquake 1 on swap to Flygon. But then it baits Gunk Shot while we defog. Gunk Shot. Yeah, we should be fine. But just in case, we can probably use Arcanine as a pivot. We're going to be PP stalling. We want to make sure that there is no Gunk Shots left. So that way we can bring Varley onto the field. This is all so that Varley can hold the soft sand. Export. Import. The goal is to make it so that it's only clicking Giga Drain. Earthquake is also fine. Both of those moves don't do that much damage. Varley one-shots with Earthquake. It then sees Electivire is not faster, Marowak Alola is not faster, Houndoom is not faster. So it goes first in line. Electivire, Wild Charge, Cross Chop, Ice Punch, Magnet Rise, no priority moves. Item, Scope Lens, ability, Vital Spirit. It dies to Earthquake. In comes Marowak. Flare Blitz, Shadow Bone, Earthquake, Substitute, no priority moves. Its held item is Thick Clug. Its ability is Rockhead. It dies to Earthquake. In comes Houndoom, Flamethrower, Dark Pulse, Scorching Sands, Will-O-Wisp, no priority moves. Its held item is a Dark Gem. Its ability is Unnerve. It is slower than us, and it dies to Earthquake. We get to set Varley up for the Earthquake sweep. The Earthquake sweep of all time, even. Varley sweep. Veep, as some might call it. So, let's say we get that line written up. Magma Grunt number 2. Step 1. Level up. Care. Is it just 2 R's? Yeah. Level up car. Excuse me. So level up Carcosta to 79. Equip car with Mystic Water. Equip Flyg. I think actually we do a Citrus Berry on Flygon instead of a Lumberry. Because there's never a scenario where a Seviper can do more than 50% in a single hit. And if we get poisoned, then the poison damage ticks us over into proccing the Citrus Berry. It saves us for more damage overall, I think. Yeah. Equip Fly with Citrus Berry. Yeah, that's basically it. Equip Gark with Soft Sand. Okay, yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah, Dragonite flies over Seviper. Toge baits Earthquake. What more does a girl need? Opens Agar. Yeah, no, I'm starting to get happy about this Carracosta. I was pretty okay with it when we found it, but honestly, like, a plus defense nature on this thing, it's just so bulky. Like, it doesn't do double battle cheese, but, like, that's fine. Open with car. Use Surf. KO with K off. You know, I'm now realizing KOing with a knockoff could be a problem. We might need to knock off turn 1, actually. Because now that I think about it, I did learn the hard way that Focus Band Pokemon can absolutely survive getting knocked off when you use knockoff. So I should probably use knockoff first. Which I think is fine. Deonite is going to help a lot with double battles, even without a lot of Protect Mines. That's good. Okay, so let me confirm with Carracosta here. I could pre-burn it. Probably do more damage to us in the long run. Because, like, let's assume I was 76. Yeah. Stone Edge Heavy Slam just does too much. So Thankfully, the odds of it going for counter turn 1 are pretty damn low. Alright, I gotta go for now. Well, thanks for hanging out, Cascadia. Have a good one. Okay. So knockoff does at most 63, and if I'm correct, counter reflects ×2, not 1.5. Deals, okay. Deals damage to the last, twice the HP lost. Okay. Also, hey, I hope you're doing good. Hey, Duck Destroyer, welcome to stream. I mean, worst case scenario, you scale Protect onto Costa, which feels awful, but it's an option. Yeah, no, well, that's what we were talking about, is we were trying to keep our Caracosta under-leveled in case we wanted to scale Protect onto it, because ours has solid rock and really good defenses. So it's like, oh, it actually kind of bulks more moves than you would want it to. So I'm just committing to it being, like, good at being bulky. Okay. But yeah, because, I mean, we have to consider Stone Edge crit, 121. Oh, actually, I think critical hit knockoff into Stone Edge crit always leaves us with 1 HP, which is really funny. Because, yeah, knockoff is 63, so that times 2 would be... Oh, no, that'd be 126, not 106. Yeah, so 63 times 2 is 126. But I think we need the Mystic Water, because without it we don't guarantee kill with Surf. So otherwise I would just say grab a Citrus Berry. Yeah, like odds are decent, but not great. Okay. We'd have to suffer a lot of really unlikely events. It would need to go for counter over Stealth Rock turn 1, and we would need to crit. I think we're fine. And even then, worst case scenario here is we just need to make sure that something that is always killed by specifically I outspeed you and I outspeed you. Yeah, okay. If we somehow... Oh, wait, because Arcanine would kill Seviper. I'm gonna go play TF2. Have fun, Rose. Okay. I'm trying to see if we, if Caracosta dies, who our best switch in is. It's not Seviper. I'm sorry. Yeah, because it would then bait in Electivire on Ice Punch, which we obviously can't swap into Varley. Though, we could do... Togedemaru into Ice Punch, bait Cross Chop. Or Wild Charge. That'd work. By all means, Hannah, if you want to post the art, go for it. It is yours to do with as you please. Well, if you want to fucking slap it onto your channel, you're welcome to. Okay. So yeah, if Caracosta dies to Aggron, we can bring in Flygon to secure the KO. Flygon then baits in Electivire on Ice Punch, which is a swap to Toge to bait Cross Chop into Garchomp, and then Garchomp does the sweep from there. So that's fine. Okay. Obviously it'd suck, but it's fine. Okay, so use K off KO with Surf, swap to Savi, swap to Flag. OHK, or not OHK, what? Use Defog. Swap to Arca. Swap to Drag. Swap to Toge. Repeat 4 and 5 until 0 G-shot PP. Calling it G-shot is really funny. So let's see here. So Viper, just gotta confirm. 08 out of 08. 05 out of 05. 10 out of 10. And I think 05 out of 05. Giga Drain might be 10 PP in this. Giga Drain is 10 PP in this. And just confirm. I should actually double check for anything that's trying to PP stall because I guess the thing in here can be wrong sometimes. Gunk Shot, Fire Blast, Earthquake, Giga Drain. Cool. Also, you all should go look at what Hannah posted and neat stuff for no reason in particular. Don't even worry about it. Okay, so double checking that Gunk Shot is 8 PP. It is. Earthquake should be 10. It is. And Fire Blast should be 5. Yep. Okay. G-Shot. F Blast. Earthquake. G Drain. Swap to Gark. OHKO with Earthquake. Swap to Elec. OHKO with Earthquake. Swap to Mare. I believe it's 2 R's. It is Mero. OHKO with Earthquake. Swap to Hound. OHKO with Earthquake. I'm gonna share that to NIGHTCORE real quick. Cooking up the craziest line. Most complicated line of my life in Magma Hideout right now. Okay, that should be it. Yeah, we would have to get some like mythologically bad luck to lose Caracosta. And no matter what, we at least knock off the focus band, which sets up Flygon to get the kill. God, why does this part of the game feel so loud? First things first, chat, do not let me forget. Also, Terramin has been promoted out of the baby box because Terramin is allowed to be leveled up. Oh, happy day. Happy day. Diosa. Where's Flygon? There's Lixie. Oh wait, no, we are bringing D-Knight. And we're bringing Arca. So we want you here. And we want you here. And then we want Caracosta here. We want these two in the main box. And we should probably strip off their items. Cat's form is allowed to keep her fluffy tail. Now, first things first, so I do not forget, let's just really quickly level up Terramin. Who I do think actually might learn a move. Stone Edge. Ooh. I'm not... Liquidation. Because, like, what are your stats, bud? You have a really high attack stat, but I like the utility of a special attacking rock move. Ugh. I'm actually kind of suffering here. Because you're slow enough, you're definitely slow enough to very easily use Zoom Lens Stone Edge. Hydro Pump is Tutor, but I'm going to delete it for Surf, is the thing. So here, I'll take it over Hydro Pump for right now. I'm just trying to think about, like, how many guys do we have who get fucking Power Gem? I'm peacing out. Thanks for the wonderful Monday stream. Have a good rest of your night. Thanks for hanging out, yo. Checking something real quick. $73, $74, $5, $76. Okay. So, good old Carry C here. Water Rock. It's difficult. Because Liquidation does not do enough into Aggron. Special rock move is very cool. I'm just not sure Costa can make good enough use of it. Having Dreadnought as someone who to click Stone Edge might be a factor. Though Costa is much slower. And while Dreadnought is crit proof, Costa is like... Because Dreadnought is stronger by about 25 points. But Costa is a decent bit bulkier. At least on the physical side. It has nearly double Dreadnaught's defense. We could also get rid of Liquidation and reteach it Waterfall later, but like... Dude, being slower, you're right. Power Gem. Because we currently have the Power Gem TM, don't we? That's a thing we get? Ball, Swagger, Icy Wind, Earth Power, Solar Beam, Solar Blade, Magical Leaf, Shadow Ball, Night, Curse, Tailwind, Bruise. Maybe not. But also, honestly, having a flex slot on this thing would not be too bad. I imagine it probably clicks Rock Throw real well. Yeah, because the problem is that, like, if we were to get rid of Liquidation, like, it's a while until we get Waterfall. I like Stone Edge too much. Yeah, I think Just looking at the stats, yeah, we have like 60 extra points in defense than, or attack than special attack. And it's like, you know, 20 base power higher. I'm sorry, Power Gem, but we have a special attack IV of 3, and you just can't do a lot with that. And a minus special attack nature, actually. Yeah, that's a big rip. Okay. We wanted Mystic Water. Lixie needs her citrus. For she is a pirate dying of scurvy. I think Stone Edge does more to Torkoal's than Power Gem on yours, and that's just about the best case for it. Fair enough. Hamilton kind of doesn't need anything. We'll give him a citrus berry just in case, but none of these moves can even, like, bring him into citrus range, but, you know, it's a backup. Or I suppose we could just give him charcoal. No, we'll do citrus. We'll also give an unnecessary citrus to Deidre and Maisie, just in case. And then soft sand for Varley. Okay. I don't think we need to do any pre-stats. Pre-damage. Yeah, Terramin always baits into Viper. Cool. I'm gonna be really embarrassed if this fight somehow doesn't go the way I think it does. Like if I somehow critically misunderstood how the other Pokemon on this team work, but I don't think there is. Substitute isn't secretly a priority move. They just fucking die. It's just Earthquake Lamau. Okay, nothing up here. Avert your eyes. What do you mean avert your eyes? Hannah, what do you mean avert your eyes? You'll see. What do you mean you'll see? Okay. I'm hanging out. I'm having a good time. It's not just sad. Oh no. Well, hold on now. Wait, what's sad? Did we want to keep Power Gem? Was there a use for Power Gem that we didn't realize? Nope, nothing like that.
I assume it's just gonna be a story thing?
It could be. I guess we'll just vibe check our guys. But yeah, Mystic Water. We taught Surf. We have Knockoff. We have Defog and a Citrus Berry. Hammy has a Citrus. And moves. Deirdre's a Flying type and has a Citrus Berry. Maisie is Maisie and has a Citrus Berry. Varley has Soft Sand and Earthquake. This is a really... Oh! Oh! I understand now. Camera uptight. Camera uptight. We hold on to it for the Fallen. Okay. Fight number 2. Final double check. Mystic, Surf, Citrus Berry, Citrus Berry, Citrus Berry. Double checking in the calculator, because this fight's so too good to be true coded that I have to like triple check all the math. Quick Claw and Seviper doesn't matter as long as it has no gunk shots. Wild Charge is not priority and does no damage. Magnet Rise is not priority. Cross Drop and Ice Punch are not priority. We outspeed. Flare Blitz. Shadow Bone isn't secretly a priority move, is it? Nope, just has a chance to drop your defense. Earthquake, Substitute does not have priority. Neither does Flare Blitz. Flamethrower, Dark Pulse, Scorching Sands, Will-O-Wisp. Yeah. And they have no things that let them secretly live hits that they should not live. Okay. Alright, chat. Never thought I'd say this. We want to see them use Stealth Rocks. In comes Terramin, in comes Aggron. We're gonna click Knockoff. We want to see Aggron here. Click Stealth Rocks. Cool. I think that was literally the only point of risk. Knock off its Focus Band. It'll still be able to hit us with a big old Stone Edge, but that doesn't do more than like 50%. We click Surf. Or it can miss. Thankfully, Seviper should always be baited in next. Because everything on their team is faster than us. Seviper is highest damage. Good. Alright. Swap to Lixie. Lixie's always taking a Giga Drain here. Does at most 26%. We lose a bit of HP to Stealth Rock. Okay. We click Defog. Quick Claw proc. I think that's the first time we've seen a Quick Claw proc. Gunk Shot thankfully does not matter here. Quick Claw is the reason that we will not be clicking U-turn to get out of this Viper. We will just be swapping regularly. Also, I should be tracking PP. So that was Gunk Shot number 1. And it used Giga Drain number 1. Okay. Stealth Rocks are gone. It should be going to Gunk Shot. I think there's a chance it doesn't. We're going to swap to Arcanine. There's a microscopic chance it goes for Giga Drain. We are down to 6 Gunk. We swap Wham Bam Thank You Ham into Deidre to dodge an Earthquake. Okay. We're down to 9 Earthquakes. We're going to swap Deidre to Maisie on a Gunk Shot. Goes from 6 to 5. We're going to swap from Maisie to Deidre on an Earthquake. Back to Maisie. Four. Back to Deirdre. Oh my god, I just realized it's the two... Ileana, it's the 2 turtle characters dancing in a circle.
It's just Maisie and Deidre back and forth?
Maisie swaps to Deidre, swaps to Maisie, swaps to Deidre. Cute. Okay, this should be Gunk Shot number 5. Hits turtles all the way down. Swap to Maisie. Okay, 2 gunk shots left. Down to 5 earthquakes. Back to Maisie. One gunk shot left. One last dance around the maypole. Earthquake goes to 4. Come on out, little Miss Maisie, pushing up daisies. We're now always baiting Earthquake because it still has Earthquake PP. So we are going to swap to Varley. We just want to make sure we don't bait Fire Blast. We take at most 25.4% without crit. We click Earthquake. Chat, you know what we're gonna do next turn? In should come Electivire. You are slower than me. In comes Marowak. You are slower than me. And lastly, motherfucker. I don't care how unnerved you think I am, because you are slower than me. To hell. To hell with you. Rules. Kicks ass. Whips. The Veep. Oh my fucking god, that felt good. Look, we haven't had a fight like that since that one bird keeper that dies to 3 head smashes after Winona, or before Winona. But I will also note, that is the single most kills we have gotten with a single Pokemon in one fight since, like, the guy with his 5 bugs. And even then on this run, I don't think we killed all of those bugs with the same guy. I don't think Scalpel got 5 free frags on that. Alright. Time to start calcing for real trainers, I guess. Hi, Izzy. Welcome to stream. You just missed Garchomp getting 4 KOs in a row. It was very funny. That being said, I need to pee. So before we calc this next fight, I'm going to send you all to BRB and get you listening to the stream playlist. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. I am back, and we have lines to calc. Another fucking focus band lead. Do I answer it literally the exact same way? I think I do. Knock off liquidation. Yeah. We're in trouble if it clicks and crits earthquake turn 1, but odds of that are pretty dang low. I could also just sit on this thing with Slowbro and eventually kill it with Future Sight. Because then Slowbro shows nearly a fast kill the camera up, which is funny. I see no held item, which means I'm assuming this Aerodactyl has King's Rock. It does. Makes sense, it's fast as fuck. Very annoying. How many trainers are you into the hideout? 2. Which, honestly, I don't consider to be too bad, considering, like, we've only been in Magma Hideout for less than an hour, basically. Okay. Slowbro would show a kill to Aerodactyl, which is pretty cool. Lucario, you don't beat this thing, do you? Yeah, Earthquake does too much damage. And we're not Inner Focus, we're Steadfast. Oh, does Dragonite beat it? Ooh, Rock Blast does a lot. But if I could bait it to Rock Blasting Eldegoss, that could be funny. I've had worse schemes. Yeah, Eldegoss with the Citrus Berry always lives Rock Blast. That being said, we have yet to see who does Slowbro actually bait in. Because, yeah. We also would need to find a time to get rid of those fucking Stealth Rocks. Theoretically, we can get rid of Stealth Rocks while Nidoking is on the field. Open with someone who can use Knockoff, swap to Slowbro to set up Future Sight, swap to something that lives 2 hits from Nidoking and can use Rapid Spin. But I don't think... Or could use Defog. Which could probably be Dragonite, or Flygon, right? Ooh, Ice Punch is yikes. And it's faster than us. Back from my walk. Welcome back, Cascadia. Okay. How do we want to deal with this bitch? Obviously Excadrill, yeah. Dies to Earthquake. Not really great for us. Do we have Defog on Corviknight? We do. Oh, Corviknight could definitely... So we knock off its Focus Band. We swap to Slowbro to set up Future Sight. We swap to Corviknight, who just needs to be pre-burned to click Defog. It's 3 guys, which is pretty ugly, but it is an answer. So let's see what we would do from there. Also worth noting, it has Poison Point, so we may want to consider Pecha Berry on Caracosta if we need it. But that's pretty unlikely. Okay. And the nice thing is that Nidoking is going to go for Earthquake on Slowbro. So actually, we don't even need to pre-burn Corviknight. We just need to give it a single Asper Berry in case of Ice Punch Freeze. And because of how little damage Slowbro takes from Nidoking on Earthquake, we can guarantee that we have a little over 50% max HP. Because what? It would be use Future Sight, 2 of 2, swap to Corviknight, 1 of 2, use Defog, KO's Nidoking to Future Sight. Okay. Who does Corv bait in next? Presumably, yeah, Camerupt on Eruption, unless there's something faster that kills it. Could be Zoroark. Ice Punch does a max of 20 unless it crits. Annoying. Suppose we could pre-damage to always get Zoroark in. Alright, Blast, Focus Blast, Sludge Bomb, Pursuit. Funny enough, doesn't actually have any moves that do a lot of damage to Slowbro. Like, that's with a Dark Gem. So once it's gone, it's stuck clicking Sludge Bomb, which isn't great. But a pre-burned Slowbro does kind of beat this guy, but it would need to be at full HP to be able to safely come in. Okay. If there's a way to guarantee Camerupt, but we kind of can't. Like... We're always baiting Fire Blast. Who lives that shit and crushes back? Noivern does. Okay. Noivern comes in with a Dragon Fang. Outspeeds, drops a Draco. Doesn't matter if we get burned from Fire Blast. Pretty sure there's no world where... God, it's so frustrating. I could find a different guy to deal with Nidoking. Oh, but we also have to consider Corviknight is taking... Because Ice Punch can't miss. We're taking Stealth Rock's chips. We actually might not even need to pre-damage. Even if it's... Because it'd be neutralized, because Flying Steel, so 1/8. So let me take a look. On Corviknight, 245 divided by 8 is 30. So 245 minus 30. Because yeah, it would always be Ice Punch, because Stealth Rocks are still in the field. So minus lowest roll is 41. 174. Well, at least it's always Zoroark. And I don't think there's ever a world where we take so much damage from a critical hit. This is not accounting for the world where Nidoking doesn't set up Stealth Rocks, but we could theoretically air stall on it with Slowbro. Like, if it doesn't set up rocks on Caracosta turn 1, we can just have Slowbro spam Slack Off until it sets up Stealth Rocks. That's not the worst idea on the planet. Doubt it would take more than 3 turns. And the only thing to worry about is, yeah, we're never taking Poison Jab or Ice Punch on Slowbro, even after getting crit. Okay. So, good. We can control for that. Swap to Noivern, outspeed, drop a Draco, fucking bonk. We outspeed everything but Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl is likely to see a kill with Rock Blast. Stone Edge does less than Rock Blast, 83.5, 60, okay. Slacking is slower. Because we need to account for Fire Blast miss. I mean, I suppose if Fire Blast misses, we could stay in instead of Tailwind. Honestly, coming in on a Fire Blast into a Sludge Bomb, like... Yeah, I think even if we get burned, or if we get poisoned on the follow-up turn, because Sludge Bomb would always be the second hit, I do think we are safe to set up a Tailwind. It would guarantee that we take the at least one hit of Sludge Bomb to always bait in Aerodactyl. Almost certainly on Rock Blast. Well, hold on. We have to consider the fact that if Tailwind's up, we're faster than everything. Which means we would probably bait in Camerupt under most situations. It would at least be Stone Edge, but this is a Quick Claw Camerupt. We'd ideally like to bait it in last. So don't set up Tailwind. Make sure we take enough damage from Zoroark to come in on Rock Blast. Which, depending, honestly might not be too hard. Yeah, we just need whoever comes in to beat this guy, like... Okay, so we technically don't need to nerf its speed because, like... It's what, a 20% chance to flinch on any of its hits, or 10%? I think it's 10%, right? With King's Rock? 10%. Slowbro's not flinch immune, but like Mystic, Water. Depending on how much HP it has after Nidoking, though, could make it a little awkward. Just trying to think about like who could live a bunch of hits theoretically, and still get a kill. The answer would potentially be bring in Eldegoss, drop its speed at least twice to bring it down to 122, because Rock Blast always hits at least twice. And then King's Rock Arrow is so evil. It's incredibly evil. It's cool though. We're good at this game. And ain't that what matters? Rock Blast critical hit does 46 at most. I think we could actually potentially get away with using an Papa Berry instead of a Citrus. Well, I mean, no, because what's the max roll on Rock Blast? 5 hits, all crits. 121. Yeah, that'd bring us too low. Oh, it has a nerve though, so we can't eat berries. Glad I caught that. Which is also pretty evil. Because Caracosta could just kill this guy with liquidation, like it's nobody's business. Like it simply ain't no thing, as the kids say. I mean, assuming Noivern does set up Tailwind against Zoroark, so instead in comes Camerupt as the first thing liable to see kill on it, since we outspeed everything. Who can come in on a Stone Edge? You'd die to Explosion, though. Trying to see if we can do some cheese to bait a bunch of dueling beats into like a guy with rough skin or iron barbs. Lucario does an amount with Vacuum Wave, but not nearly enough. It's pretty impressive how Grand Bull can come in on it and just kind of drop its attack. It's not consistent enough to get off like a scary face, though. Electrode takes too much damage from any individual hit to come in safely. And it baits basically random move. Yeah, it baits anything but Earthquake. Assuming full HP anyways. Okay, so Basculegion can beat Camerupt in the 1v1 pretty well. Assuming it comes in on, like, not even, like, that consistently. I'm just thinking, like, it stops it from exploding, and that's nice, but... Caracosta. Like... Earthquake still does a lot on crit, though. Dhelmise just dies to Eruption. Although I will know that, well, I suppose there's no point in having Caracosta use knockoff for its Quick Claw. It's just going to... If it could just kill with Surf. Oh shit. Hey, Newt. Thanks for the raid. Did you beat Flannery? Did you... Please tell me you beat Flannery. Hold on. No. Hold on. Lying liar. Okay. Go fuck yourself. Did you rely on dodging the 1 in 6? Did you actually do the it's okay chat, we always hit these? It was a forum online. Beautiful. I say you had so many of the tools to handle Flannery. I'm like, how could you have biffed this? No, I scaled my Sceptile. Oh well. Yeah, good as a wipe. You missed Garchomp sweeping 4 Pokemon in a single fight. Which was fun. Proud of you, Chief, though. Welcome to Surf Sim. Okay, not welcome to Surf Sim yet. You do have to beat 3 fights first, but functionally welcome to Surf Sim. We're trying to figure out how to deal with this monster of an Aerodactyl. It's not even like that monstrous, but it has a King's Rock, and it hits relatively hard. Okay, let's look at a version of the line where we don't try to get rid of Stealth Rocks during Nidoking. Where instead, we just try to beat it with Slowbro, the good old-fashioned way. Not particularly difficult. We determined not Aerodactyl, not Camerupt, because we kill it with Surf. Not Slaking. Well, it could be Slaking, actually. It is faster than us and does big damage with Double Edge. Oh god, Truant eject button, that's funny. But I imagine it's not Zoroark. Crazy that it would be Slaking. Which is kind of sick, though, because what I'm thinking is replace Surf with Seismic Toss. We Seismic Toss 1, we set up Future Sight. We have to consider, does anyone do more damage than 58? No, no, and no. Yeah, so it should always be Slaking in. And then we set up a Future Sight. Or actually, hold on, do we even need... We might just be able to one-hit KO Nidoking with Twisted Spoon Psychic. Well, ooh, we do have to consider Focus Band, which means we would still need to open with Caracosta, which is a little annoying, but not like the end of the world. Knockoff does do 30%, so it does set us up for Psychic Kill. But yeah, so what? We set up a Future Sight to hit Slaking, to proc Eject Button, to send in... who? Oop, I just heard the Twitch jingle. Thank you very much for the follow, Boba Carp. I hope you're enjoying the content. You in from Newt's chat? Where are all these messages coming from? Hold on. Wait a second. I recognize that shade of pink. You're like one of Newt's most regulars. I think. Okay. The fuck am I trying to open? I got distracted. Okay. Because, like, we have Life Orb. We don't quite show a kill with Surf. Because I'm trying to, like, can I get into a situation where I can bring in camera ups to kill it with Surf? It's got Quick Claw, though, so that's dangerous. And if we're manually killing Nidoking with, like, a Psychic, it means we can't guarantee that we're going to be at max HP. But it can, at the very least, burn Slacking's Eject Button and get a free, like, 30% on it. Maybe 20%. Twisted Spoon. I assume that Future Sight still procs Eject Button. Let me find that in the thing. If the holder survives a hit, it immediately switches out to a chosen ally. Single use. Okay. That's kind of fine, though. It just means that we're baiting in... Aerodactyl? Which could be fine. Depending. It's awkward, right? Okay. Because with Surf, we do more damage to Zoroark than it does to us. We outright kill... We slow kill Camerupt. Because, like, I'm wondering if, like... If we can just wombo combo this arrow, right? Or what happens if we don't bonk Slacking? It comes in for Double Edge or Crunch. Which, like... Problem is, the more switching we have to do, the more we have to deal with rapid defog and stuff. But come in on Double Edge or Crunch, Truant, Rapid Spin, hit Eject Button. Swap it out. Clear spikes. Probably baits in Camerupt, sees slow kill. Aerodactyl might see a fast kill on Earthquake. This isn't awful. This also means we no longer need Caracosta because we're just trying to get Nidoking, like, taken care of vis-a-vis Surf. Depending on the amount of HP we have, honestly, we could also, but... Oh, it also has Retaliate, so 140. Slightly more damage than Double Edge, but not by much. Yeah. Which, actually... Yeah, this Slacking can, like, super duper be played around, I think, with some ghost types. A little bit. Because there's nothing stopping it from Truanting. Okay, so Nidoking versus Slowbro. We loop Future Sight until we get the KO. Camerupt sees we kill it with Surf. Aerodactyl sees we do a lot of damage to it with Surf. The only thing that does more damage to us than we do to it is Slacking with Double Edge, or Retaliate, sorry. I don't know if it sees Retaliate in the calculator. I don't think it does. But yeah, Either way, it should still do it with double edge. Which means... Although, hold on. I'm actually going to double check that with NIGHTCORE. Because depending on how that works, I don't want Slowbro in, or Camerupt in next though. Because then it could just boom on us. So yeah, we want to make sure that we're getting in slaking. Okay. So yeah, that would be swap to Excadrill to bulk retaliate. Take retaliate plus a 132. It does say retaliate if conditions are met, though I'm unsure if future sight counts. Oh, does future sight not proc retaliate? That's really interesting if that's the case. Thankfully it doesn't matter, but... Okay. We rapid spin... Yeah, coming in on double edge, we take 39%. We're definitely baiting Earthquake on Aerodactyl. The thing is, I really feel like Slowbro with... Not Mystic... There we go. Mystic Water. It's still not a guaranteed one-hit KO. I feel like it does a really good job of fighting Aerodactyl. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'll ask NIGHTCORE about that. Does future sight trigger or retaliate? Oop. Notably, does it still do the boosted damage anyways? Future sight does not trigger retaliate bug. Thank you, Faulty, for the speedy reply. Okay. So yeah, we swapped to Slowbro. Citrus Berry means that we're always gonna have probably about like 50% of our max HP after dealing with that. When the bug activates, it doesn't unturn one on the field, but then it does turn two. Super weird. Huh. Okay. But yeah, taking double edge, 39%, definitely drops us low enough to show Earthquake to Arrow. I guess the question is, right? We can't do any, like, PP stalling shenanigans, no. And the lowest damage move Slowbro could swap in on next to Fire Fang is Earthquake. If we did... Well, Life Orb could be weird, too. Caracosta would have one chance at trying to get off knockoff. Electros also could potentially. Because it dodges Earthquake and then takes Rock Blast. Because, like, if we can get rid of King's Rock on Aerodactyl, I think Slowbro can kind of... Maybe not sweep, because we still need an answer to slacking. But, like... I think we can get it set up so that Camerupt never explodes. Do any of my guys who have Tailwind... Fuck. I think all of our knockoff guys don't even outspeed with Tailwind, which is funny. That being said, hold on, because we know we're baiting Earthquake. Eldegoss does swap in on Earthquake. Baits dual Wing Beat. Which I imagine... Swap into Caracosta, swap to Eldegoss, swap to Caracosta. Could get dangerous, though, because we don't get access to any healing. I -2, -3, -4, -5. I don't think we can consistently get more than 2 stat drops on arrow. Because, like, if we were able to get it down to -5, Slowbro can just, like, come in and outspeed Aerodactyl, which is a funny thing to say. But yeah, all we need to do is drop its speed low enough, or lower than a Tailwind setter. So at -1, it's definitely slower than Noivern, but Noivern dies to Rock Blast pretty consistently. Well, not consistently. There is also potentially the greed of having Gyarados come in to drop its attack, like on an Earthquake. Because let's say, okay, we swap to Eldegoss, takes Earthquake, baits DWB. We could do the funny of swapping to Togedemaru really quickly to chip off a quarter of its max HP, get off a Fake Out, and Spiky Shield wouldn't do any additional damage, sadly. Though notably, it does rebait Earthquake. I don't think Dual Wing Beat crits can drop us low enough to show Fire Fang. 24 times 2. 24 times 2 is what, 48? Yeah, so 199 minus 48 is 151, which is above Fire Fang range. And then, like, let's assume Eldegoss takes 2 critical hit Earthquakes. It could get dropped low enough to show potential hit to Fire Fang. But it would get its speed down to -2. And you know what we could do that would be kind of funny? Get Letty in on an Earthquake, encore it onto Earthquake, click Rock Smash until it switches. Or, sorry, encore it on Earthquake. I suppose we wouldn't need to set up a Tailwind at that point. And if it swapped out, we'd lose the speed drops we got on it, which would be pretty universally bad for us. So maybe not that. We would need 3 speed drops to make you slower than the eel. I believe Eldegoss always lives 3 Earthquakes is the thing. So, I mean, if the eel can come in on random move to, yeah, like, the only thing that would be scary is, like, a bunch of hits. Have you cleared rocks in this line? Yes. We are using, so Slowbro should bait in Slacking second. Excadrill swaps in on Slacking, going for either Crunch, Retaliate, or Double Edge. During its Truant turn, we Rapid Spin away rocks. And proc Eject button to bring in Aerodactyl. It's an incredibly brilliant line. Thank you for noticing. Where is... Yeah, Driftbloom dies to Rock Blast, Lamau. Because it's like, Rock Blast... If I could get it to Rock Blast into Eldegoss, it'd be so good if it didn't have Unnerve. Because, like, okay. Yeah, no. All of our Tailwind setters just die to Rock Blast. Although I feel like I'm onto something with trying to drop its speed. Damn, go off Mega Chomp, okay. Yeah, Mega Varley does kill that twit after, like, 1 speed drop. Does Life Orb? No. It's not a sure thing, but... We take an Earthquake. We deal an Earthquake. It would not bait in Camerupt because we show Fast Kill. We show Slow Kill to Zoroark, so it could come in. It would just be slacking again, which isn't bad. But yeah, okay. I really wanted to over-centralize around Slowbro, but this might be the better option. So... Swap to you, swap to you. Because, yeah, like, I think even the craziest dual wing beat RNG... I mean, yeah, because we can't heal. So... And we're always taking an Earthquake on the switch in, which is its highest damaging move. Ooh, actually, we might not want to Mega now that I think about it. Because if we bait dual wing beat, that makes it so that Iron Head with like a metal coat is a 1-hit KO. Because Varley Lamau. Oh wait, but it would be at -1 speed. Who else can swap in on an Earthquake and kill this thing? Basically no one. Like, we'd need to get crit a lot for something to go awful. And our own Iron Head has a chance to flinch, which is funny. We bait and slacking on what is functionally random move. Probably not Earthquake. But it could be. Almost certainly not Crunch. But it could be. Garchomp. Do you 1-hit KO that Aerodactyl if you have max attack? No. You get close, but not quite. I would love to be able to beat this thing with Slowbro. Slowbro's so consistent with it, because we'll know exactly what Slowbro's HP will be at if we can get rid of its frickin' thing. It's frickin' thing that I hate. It's King's Rock. That's true. Yeah, getting the citrus healing on Garchomp would proc after Aerodactyl dies. Not a bad point, Hannah. Oh, also, we wouldn't be swapping out on an Earthquake. We'd be swapping in on a dual Wing Beat, actually. Wait, which means we do get the kill. Yeah, wait. If it does DWB on the turn we swap in, we're faster than it. We secure KO. Yeah, wait, I'm stupid. 228 divided by 8 is 28. 228 minus 28 minus 28 is 172. We could use a Metal Coat, or we could use Garchompite. Because we could swap in, take the 2 hits from Dual Wing Beat, and then Mega. Which is pretty neat, if you think about it. And I'm trying to think, I think Slowbro actually 1v1 slacking, doesn't it? Because Double Edge can't crit kill us. And it takes recoil from it. So if we gave Slowbro a Lepa Berry, we could spam Slack Off. I think we could just spam Slack Off until it KOs itself. Potentially get it with like a Surf or a Psychic in between turns. Oh no, it could go for Crunch. Never mind. Wouldn't win that. Yeah, don't like that. Okay, so yeah, there's the option of Mega Varley, or there is Metal Coat or Life Orb Varley. Or honestly, probably Muscle Band. Muscle Band does do 176. Okay. We show kill to Camerupt. We show kill to Zoroark. Slacking is faster than us anyways. It does in fact see boosted Retaliate. So, I mean, it's basically set to go for that, right? Now the question is, do I go for something that bulks it, or do I go for something that blanks it? Retaliate goes back to normal after that first turn. We take too much from Double Edge to do something like Perish Trap. I mean, I continue to dream, but it's never meant to be a reality. I suppose we just beat it with a guy who has Protect, right? Wait, yeah, hold on. Oh, Toge can't quite swap in on that. But yeah, we swap to someone to take the hit, swap to Toge on the Truant turn, Spiky Shield, Fake Out, Spiky Shield. Like, pretty sure that does it. Yeah, Zing Zap does like 15%. That plus the 12th and Spiky Shield, it definitely... Oh, but it's going for Earthquake. Which means no contact into Spiky. We still do it with Zing Zap with a Lepa Berry. Which is pretty neat. The only thing is it means we need either someone who can bulk boosted Retaliate. Which could probably be Slowbro? I don't know. Or we bring in a Ghost type who can then have... Basculegion would be good for handling Camerupt. And, who do we bait in? I have to imagine Togedemaru baits in Zoroark, right? Yeah, Focus Blast. And Fire Blast. Okay. If we're... Crit Pursuit does a lot. But yeah, okay. I think I like the Togedemaru answer. And then yeah, Basque Legion Toge. So swap to Basque. The only issue is how do we beat Zoroark? Because like... yeah, there's just no way to like make that overlap work. Mudkip? Mudkip what, with a Lepaberry and Rock Smash? Always baits Focus Blast, we just need to get its level high enough so that it never baits Sludge Bomb. Feel like what? 65? Yeah, well, it was exactly 65. Which is really funny. And like, yeah, that's... And I believe because Pursuit doesn't kill with Zoroark, it never goes for it, right? This is so stupid. This is such a dumb line. In theory, do I just have like a different guy who can kill Zoroark? Noivern could absolutely beat its ass, but we wouldn't have someone to blink a slacking hit. I suppose it's worth noting Caracosta bulks those hits really well. But it can't really come in and kill Zoroark. And it's not already a part of the line. Yeah, Camera Up does too much damage to Slowbro. Gem boosted Pursuit is 90% on crit. We just need to make sure that we come in on Focus Blast. Yeah, 10 Rock Smashes will definitely kill Slacking eventually. I just think it's really funny how we're doing this again. Okay. Yeah. And then if Slowbro has max HP, Camerupt is a little problematic. I mean, it's at least always going for Earthquake against Basque Legion, which is good. That fucking Quick Claw, though. I suppose depending on... No, because Pursuit always does at least 60. And we're going to be dropping our attack and defense to get the kill. Attack -1, defense -1. Yeah, we're always showing kill to Earthquake. Which is good. Crit Earthquake into Crit Eruption does kill Slowbro, though. We need to be able to drop that HP. Big Varley is kind of okay at that. It's like if I had room for one more guy. I mean... It's too risky. It's too risky to use Excadrill to pivot on Slacking twice. Yeah, it's basically always going to be Double Edge or Retaliate, so we're safe to swap to Bask. We then swap to this little chicken nugget. Export, import. It is so impressive how well you take those hits, Beware. It's a shame you probably died a Focus Blast. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's like we can give Basculegion a Citrus Berry, but that's not going to help that much. Worth noting, we bait Earthquake on Camerupt, so... What if you use Turtonator? It's basically always Retaliate, Double Edge. Because Turtonator also... Actually, no, Turtonator could die. Swapping in on rocks, losing a quarter of its max HP, and then dying would be bad. But I need something that could live this hit, Rapid Spin or Defog, and then pop a Jetpack. But I think we just really need Excadrill for this. It's so good at taking that hit and then bringing in Aerodactyl for Earthquake. Delmi? Oh, shit, you know? I did forget about Delmise. Delmise might bait... The problem is that Delmise baits in Camerupt for Eruption. But you're absolutely right that Delmise comes in, dodges Crunch. In theory, we can beat Camerupt with Caracosta. We're slower than it. That's so funny. Because it never booms on the turn we swap to Caracosta. A, because we show it a kill. Oh, fuck, you're right. Rapid Spin Speed Boost. Yeah, you're right. Well, hold on. It still might... If we pre-damage it enough to show Aerodactyl... it's Dual Wing Beat, which isn't good. We need to be able to get... well, here, let's see. Does we show a kill to Zoroark? A Fire Blast. 55 or 85.7, so... They both do 180, so there's no way to bait in Zoroark instead of Aerodactyl. Okay. This is an interesting option, though. I did completely forget that Delmise is a Rapid Spinner. It's been so long since we've had to use it for that. Because obviously, yeah, we need to swap Eldegoss into specifically an Earthquake. Which is kind of hard with the rest of our team comp. Or we just hope that Garchomp doesn't flinch, but that's not great. Incorporating Dreadnought could guarantee that bait, but... Okay, so let's get rid of these kids. Let's get rid of you. Delmise is incorporated into the line. And then it would incorporate... Yeah, the problem is that we're adding a pivot to the line that basically does the same thing, right? But yeah, +1 speed. I mean, theoretically, we could also just try to bait in Camerupt anyways. Like, if we don't pre-damage, we still bait in Camerupts to kill us with Eruption. And we're, like, faster than it thanks to Speed Boost, but... Because it won't boom on that turn, worth noting. But I don't think... Because can eruption crit or burn? No, it just does damage based off your HP. And I don't think we could do something like Kecleon's not quite bulky enough to live that and get off a fake out to drop its damage. I mean, we could just chance it. Try to get around Explosion with Caracosta. But even then, Eruption into Earthquake actually would kill us, and we're not faster than it, so we're still vulnerable. Especially because Eruption never procs Citrus. I suppose it's worth noting the Basque Legion can't be boomed on either. Swap to Delmise, spin away the rocks. Toge instead of Dreadnought. For what? Aerodactyl? True. Toge does do the 2 chips of Iron Barb. Yeah. Takes dual wing beat, never loses enough HP to bait Fire Fang, always baits Earthquake. Goes to Goss, which goes to Chomp. And then we could theoretically use Togedemaru as our slacking answer, which would then bait in Zoroark. Going for Focus Blast or Fire Blast is the problem. Garchomp does just kind of wreck this guy. But at this point, we're using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I'm trying to think about like roll compression here. And like Togedemaru could beat or could set up Garchomp to beat Aerodactyl and still be used to beat Slacking. Any Mon with priority can finish for Toge if that setup's better for the remaining Mons or faster than Slacking. True. Yeah, Lucario can't quite get juiced enough to get that kill. Not even with like max stats and a life orb. Okay. I just mean Toge can do 90% of the work. 90% of the work for what specifically though? Like slacking? Oh, I see what you mean. Get Toge set up to like blank slacking and then bring in the person to kill slacking, you know? Hannah, my dear, you might be onto something. Ooh, okay. Yeah. It would need to be, because yeah, blink move, swap. Yeah, so anything with priority or is faster than slacking. Noivern gets slacking with Draco Meteor. Or, I mean, with Air Slash. The problem is that it wouldn't bait in Zoroark, it would just bait in Camerupt. Lucario could do it with Vacuum Wave. And then have the same problem Togedemaru does with Zoroark. Felice, how dare you betray me like this? Unfortunately, our priority move on Basket Legion is a Ghost type attack. You know what I could also do? I could replace Zing Zap with Electro Web to drop Slacking's speed. Because at that point, all we got to do is get it to -2. And then anyone can do that job. Which means... if we teach Dragonite Surf... Sure, we do also just have Nuzzle, don't we? I did kind of forget about that. Though, how does Nuzzle interact with Truant? Like, if it's paralyzed on a non-Truant turn, does it still blank its turn? Okay, but point is, yeah, pretty much anyone... Literally everyone is faster than Slacking if it's paralyzed. Okay. So at that rate, we need something that is faster than Camerupt, but slower than Zoroark that still kills Zoroark. What I'm thinking here is Dragonite, and we replace Brick Break with Surf, which I believe Dragonite can learn, to show a kill to Camerupt, but nothing to Zoroark. I mean, aside from, yeah, you know. Zoroark comes in, goes for a Sludge Bomb. We don't need a lot to make Draco Meteor kill it. Dragon Fang. Export. Import. And at that point, Camerupt comes in and, like... Well, I mean, our HP's probably a bit too low. We're kind of still running into the same problem, though, now, aren't we? I mean... Varley could probably do it. We actually might not need Dragonite. We might be able to do it with just Varley. So let's assume we take 2 critical hit dual wing beats. 46.3. We then Mega. We would be at risk of Focus Blast crit. We would need to take a lot of hits for that to happen, though. Citrus wouldn't do anything, obviously, because it wouldn't knock us into healing range. Because, yeah, we're always baiting DWP. Slowbro would bait in Zoroark on virtue of showing a kill to Camerupt. Which, like... I mean, if it's fighting Zoroark at full HP, and we give it, like, a Lumberry, because, like, once that first pursuit's gone, this thing's kind of kneecapped. And all we have to do is get 2 Surfs off. Like... Depending, we could even pre-burn. Yeah, that wouldn't do anything. Sludge Bomb still does a lot. Twice in a row, though. We would be at risk. If we used a heart scale on Slowbro's special defense. Maybe you could do one extra pivot into Toge slash someone on Arrow to get it to be EQ into Chomp. Maybe. Yeah, because I could get Dual Wing Beat. At that point, it could be Fire Fang, though. And then if it's Fire Fang... Well, if it's Fire Fang on Garchomp, at that point, it'll have taken so much damage. See, the funny thing is, at that point, it'll have taken so much damage in recoil from, like, Rough Skin Iron Barbs. But yeah, I mean, coming in on Earthquake or Fire Fang, we have a Rostberry, so we can ignore Fire Fang burn. We take 38.2... It's still a little too high. It's midnight for me, so that means I'm technically 20 now. Congrats, Izzy. Happy birthday. I hope you have a very wonderful birthday. 28%. 59%. Wait, sorry, it would be... Because it's like... Could we use Parish Cheese? Like, it goes for Focus Blast into regular Altaria. It then goes for Pursuit or maybe Sludge Bomb. Because, like, if I could kill it with Parish, so that way... Damn, look at that hyper voice. We could swap to Camerupt on the turn that it dies. Though I actually don't even think we Mega here. Yeah, wait. We just used regular Altaria. Set up a Parish Song. And then instead of swapping... Like, so it'd be... Instead of Parish Song, Roost, swap, it would be Parish Song, Roost, swap. And then just, like, slack off with Slowbro or something. Because Slowbro would need to be on the field, so that way it doesn't go for Camerupt. I think that could work, though. Yeah, Altaria comes in on Focus Blast, even if it drops its special defense by 1. We're not at risk of anything. It's always going to go for Pursuit. I think we'd need to get pretty remarkably unlucky. Because I'm also thinking about once Dark Gem is gone. Like... We could potentially even switch early if we need to. Oh, wait, yeah, if we use Altaria, I also completely forgot about, like, oh yeah, just using Altaria to beat Slacking. It would definitely be a slightly harder range to line up, given, like... Well, I suppose Nuzzle does very small amounts of chip damage. Because I'm just trying to think about, like, how to... narrow in the damage range we do as much as possible. Though it's worth noting, we could actually swap to Altaria on a non-truant turn. Because I believe from the one dual wing beat we take from Aerodactyl, 24%, we're always baiting Earthquake on Slacking. So as long as we swap to Altaria on the Earthquake turn, and then at Truants, we can Hyper Voice twice. Which would be plenty easy to do. Bonus points if we grab something like Silk Scarf. Yeah, 20%, 40%. That's pretty easy to measure out. And something that we won't accidentally knock it into with Toge. I love how the answer to everything continues to be fucking Parish Song. It's really funny. And yeah, as long as Slowbro's on the field against Camerupt, it doesn't matter if it, like, got poisoned by Sludge Bomb. We're still, like, spamming Slack Off to heal every turn. We just need to be above 47%. Oh, wait, that's the wrong guy. We just need to be above 65%. Shouldn't be too hard. I think that's the line. And then, yeah, we just have to pre-damage Delmise to always die to Dual Wing Beat. I think that's the line. Because, like, yeah, as long as we... Because if Altaria is on the field by the time Zoroark comes in and has full HP, it's going to go for Pursuit first, which means we don't need to worry about stats dropping or anything. The most it does is 50%, it then gets rid of its Dark Gem. At which point it's going for, like, Sludge Bomb, and we can just spam Roost. By which I mean use Roost a single time to make sure that we don't, that it never sees, like, Pursuit click for our switch-out turn. We even get a sassy little natural cure in case it poisons us, which is incredibly unlikely. Honestly, actually, we can bring, like, a Pecha Berry, because there will only be one turn where it could get us with Sludge Bomb. Okay. Let's write her down. Magma Hideout Grunt, number 3. Number 1 note. Damage Del to Delmise. Oh, actually, it's slightly above Dual Wing Beat, because Delmise... Suppose, actually, we can't guarantee that it's coming in on Stealth Rocks. Theoretically, Nidoking could defy the odds and never go for Stealth Rocks. And it doesn't matter if Delmise swaps into it to lose, like... Is it 1/16 or 1/8? I don't think Grass resists Rock. Hold on. Grass. Ghost. Neutral to Rock. Yeah. Still, though, we always bait the same move off Aerodactyl. Definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna be faster than camera. That's really funny. It's really, really funny. So, Dual Wing Beat is 90. So, pre-damage Del to 180. Confirming, Delmise has 210 divided by 8 is 26. So 180 minus 26 on switching is 154. Definitely Dual Wing Beat, definitely not Rock Blast, definitely not Fire Fang, definitely not Zoroark, because Aerodactyl saw me first. Cool. So pre-damage, Delmise to 180. Equip, Slow, and Alta with Pecha Berry. I think those are the only items that are mandatory here, which is funny. We'll still do, like, equip. Yeah, this is the right order. Equip. Gark. With Citrus. Well, no, you know what? We'll do Mega Chomp. Chomp Bite. Just like the added bulk is really nice. Yeah, it takes at most 60% from eruption. Because we're never going to see that citrus berry proc. So, and Garchomp, even after the speed drop, is still faster than Aerodactyl at -1. Banger. Okay. Hannah, I once again ask you to be very proud of me for finding an excuse to slip a fucking Parish song line into the run. You are very impressed, I'm sure. Okay. So that's that. Oh, we want to equip Toge with a Lepa Berry. I didn't exactly follow the end of the line, but I trust you've got it. In that case, let me walk you through it. So the nice thing is that Togedemaru is always baiting Earthquake on Slacking, even after like maximum high roll dual wing beat critical hit on Aerodactyl. So Slacking is always going for Earthquake on it, which means we can actually swap to Altaria on a non-truant turn, which means we're able to do at least 30% with Hyper Voice, assuming it's been nuzzled. Because we're a flying type, so we dodge Earthquake, and then we have the truant turn. Ooh, wait, I didn't consider actually that it would just send in fucking Camerupt, wouldn't it? Ah, I didn't think about that. Shit. Okay, it's a little too inconsistent, actually. Because, yeah, that's 70% on Stone Edge. Though, if I Mega Evolve... 43% on Earthquake. If we're pre-burned. If we do burned boosted Facade. I'm not crazy about that, because then we take way too much damage from Zoroark Sludge Bomb. But what about just regular burned Altaria? 45, 44 versus... No, it's still get out damage by Stone Edge. Shit. Okay. Yeah, the idea was to down Slacking with Altaria, and then set up a Parish song against Zoroark, but I'm now realizing that might be a bit less consistent. We could still swap Altaria in on like a Focus Blast, and it's still like mostly safe against like Focus, then Dark Gem boosted Pursuit, then Sludge Bomb, but at that point it kind of becomes a little awkward. I suppose as long as we come in and start spamming Roost immediately, but... Because, like, we can control for whatever move it goes for, depending on who we kill Slaking with, which is pretty cool. Using Slowbro. We're at least able to burn its Pursuit Gem, or its Dark Gem on Pursuit, probably. Because, like, the thing is, Slowbro beats Zoroark in the 1v1 pretty easily with, like, maxed Spadef. Because if we're, like, pre-burned, then we never have to worry about Sludge Bomb double crit. Because once Dark Gem's gone, Pursuit is no longer... It could still go for it, but at that point it's a low roll. Okay, so we could use Eldegoss to bait Fire Blast, which would not be too bad. Ooh, and if we... Pre-freeze wouldn't be guaranteed now, would it? Because if Fire Blast misses, we're fucked. That's why we think about these things, though. I'm trying to think, though. I think pre-burned Altaria coming in on Fire Blast, and then just roosting turn 1. Because once Pursuit's gone... Okay, yeah, we can still do the line. So we kill Slaking with Leaf Storm on Eldegoss, which is fun. Wait, does that bait in Camerupt? That probably baits in Camerupt. Unless... I think we can get a pre-damage set up so that Zoroark specifically sees a fast kill with Fire Blast. We just need to be a little particular about it because we're coming in on that Earthquake from Aerodactyl. So let's see. Highest roll of Fire Blast is 148. 148 plus lowest roll of Earthquake on Arrow is 34. 182. We're 205. Doesn't seem too bad. Let me see. Although I wonder, could we do... No. Okay. 182 crit would instead be minus 60. Drops us to 122. High enough to not bait Fire Fang, so we're still always baiting Dual Wing Beat on the swap, and then when Zoroark is on the field... definitely sees a kill with Fire Blast. Doesn't see a kill with Pursuit unless we swap. I'm going to double check with the Sil Calc, but I think it never clicks Pursuit there, because we're above 40. Undudu. This is the wrong calculator. Oh, shit. Change love. So it now shows users level like the AI sees. Oh. So assuming we're all the way down to 122. Yeah, the only change is that it could go for Sludge Bomb instead of Fire Blast by like a very small... Oh, I guess I see that, yeah. Which is fine for the most part. Okay. Yeah, pre-damage to 182. Why did the YouTube playlist stop playing YouTube music? Did I tell you you could stop? Okay. So it would be swap to Eldegoss, Decay Slacking, always bait Fire Blast, because we're showing fast kill to Zoroark, slow kill to Camerupt, so Zoroark comes in. We definitely won't be threatening it with a kill, because we've dropped our special attack by 2. Swap to Altaria, who's been pre-burned, so getting burned by Fire Blast shouldn't matter. Now, this is the part where it's, we bring in Altaria, it's gonna go for Pursuit, we're gonna go for Roost. Crit Sludge Bomb does 43, yeah. So crit Sludge Bomb plus burn never does more than half of our max HP. We're gonna Roost till we're at full HP. We're going to use Perish Song. And we're going to click... words are hard. We're gonna use Perish Song, we're gonna click Roost one time, and then we're going to swap to Slowbro. So that way, Zoroark's going to go for Sludge Bomb, Slowbro's going to hang out, it's going to... Because we essentially want to swap to Slowbro before Zoroark has, like, the switch turn option made available to it. So that way, it doesn't then swap to Camerupt. We just want to make sure that Altaria's HP is above the range where it could get Pursuit trapped, which I don't think will be too hard. Because we always end every turn with at least 50% HP. Or I suppose, like, 42%, which keeps us above the Pursuit line. We swapped to Slowbro, likely on a Sludge Bomb. We just, like, slack off against it a couple of times. Zoroark dies to Perish. In comes Camerupt. As long as we have more than, like, 169 HP, we're just able to click Surf and win. So this works. So now I say, Hannah, be proud of me for contriving a line that beats Camerupt. Or that uses Perish Song again. It's also notably a line where we don't Mega Evolve Altaria because it becomes less defensive against Zoroark. Okay. Equip Slow and Alta with Pecha Berry. So actually, I guess we don't need a Pecha Berry on Alta, so I guess we can give it a Citrus. Equip Slow with Pecha Berry. Equip Alta with Citrus Berry. So I suppose at that point we could almost consider not statusing and just getting like a Lum. That actually might be more useful to equip Altaria with Citrus Berry. Because, like, if it dodges Fire Blast, and if it dodges Fire Blast Burn, we could get poisoned, but we're only getting hit by, like, one Sludge Bomb. It's hard to tell what the most optimal item here is. Because, like... yeah, I think we want Citrus. I think we want Citrus. Equip Alta with Citrus Berry. Because it makes sure that we get a nice heal after we click Perish Song in most cases. And if we don't, then it means we're in a really good position because we didn't get, like, hit by Fire Blast. Okay. Opens... Neato. Man, this line has been a crazy roller coaster. Open with Slow. Use F Sight. F Sight 2 of 2. Use S off. F Sight 1 of 2. Use S off. F Sight 0 of 2. Repeat until... okay, this fight is super tough. Yeah, that's what we said about the last two. Well, okay, not the last two fights. The one before this one was actually quite straightforward. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna write this down. We're not gonna run it tonight. It's getting late. I gotta go to bed. But we have it set up for next stream. Swap to Slack. Swap to Del. Use R spin. Swap to Arrow. Swap to Toge. Swap to Elda. Swap to Gark. KO with, or Mega, Evo, and KO with I Head. Swap to Slack. Swap to Del. Swap to Toge. Use S Shield. Use Nuzzle. Use S Shield. Use Z Zap. Repeat steps 5 and 6 until Slack is below... What's the number I'm looking for here? 40%. Because I think Eldegoss... The Miracle Seed... That should do it. So we'll do, equip Elda with Miracle Seed. So that's 1 item, 2 item, 3 item, 4 item. Equip Toge with Lepa Berry. Okay. Use S shield. Swap to Elda. KO with L Storm. Swap to Zoro. Swap to Alta. Use Roost until full HP. Use P Song. P Song 3 of 3. Use Roost. P Song 2 of 3. Swap to Slow. P Song 1 of 3. Use S off. P Song 0 of 3. Oh wait, hold on, it's not swap to Slack, it's Revenge of Slack. It would be funny to do Revenge of King. Swap to Game. OHKO with Surf. Fuck me. That was a bitch. But we did it. Well, okay, I'm not gonna say we did it because we haven't done the fight yet, but we got the numbers, and they seem like pretty solid numbers. So go me. Let's look at Twitch. I think we've got enough people to justify doing a raid. We've got 8 of us. Do I raid Kaya Coliseum? Yeah, she only has 47 people today, so that is similar to, it's about half of what we did yesterday. Just perfect, because we have about half the people we had yesterday. Hold on, so... Raid Kaya Coliseum. Did I spell that right? Need that. SSEUM. Stick around long enough for me to send out the raid for clout, my friends. My sweet, sweet raid clout. Yeah, honestly, I know it was only 2 fights, but they were 2, everything in Magma Hideout's a bitch. They're all really fucking tough. So the fact that we got those done is great. I'm pretty proud of that. Next stream is at least Thursday. It might be Wednesday. I don't think I have anything going on Wednesday, so maybe I might do a bonus stream. We'll see how I'm feeling. Bare minimum should be Thursday in the evening slot. Until then, friends, I'd like to thank you so much for joining me. I have been April. She has been May. You have all been incredible, and I will catch you all in the next one. Have a good night, folks, and sending out the raid.